So today we're diving into a really powerful divine name, Malik al-Mulk. Now you might look at that and think, okay, I kind of get what that means, but trust me, a simple translation doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. There is so much packed into just these two words about what absolute divine sovereignty really is.
And really, to get to the heart of it, we have to ask ourselves a pretty huge question, right? Who actually holds the real power in the universe? And this isn't just some late-night philosophical debate. Answering this is absolutely key to unlocking what Malik al-Mulk is all about.
Okay, so if you look it up, you'll probably see Malik al-Mulk translated as the owner of all dominion. And yeah, that's not wrong, but it's also incredibly simple. It kind of misses the depth. The original Arabic, well, it has layers upon layers of meaning, and that's what we're going to unpack together.
You know, the best way to tackle a big idea is usually to break it down into smaller pieces. So let's do that here. Let's deconstruct this name. It's really made up of two parts that fit together perfectly. You've got Malik, which means the owner, and al-Mulk, which is the dominion.
So let's look at how these two parts really define each other. First up, we have Malik. Now, this isn't owning like you own a car. This is absolute, total, unopposed ownership. We're talking complete control, no partners, no co-signers. Then you have al-Mulk. And again, this isn't just a kingdom or a piece of land, it's the entire realm, the whole sphere of authority where the owner's word is the final unchallengeable law.
So, what happens when you smash these two massive ideas together, the absolute owner and the absolute dominion? Well, you get something pretty profound, the concept of an absolute, totally unrestricted divine will. And this is what we mean by absolute will. It's the power to act within your kingdom exactly how you want, whenever you want. No restrictions, no conditions, zero opposition. The will itself is the law, full stop. There's no force in the entire universe that can object to it or change it.
You know, there is a classical Arabic saying that just nails this whole idea with incredible elegance. It goes, "What he willed in this kingdom was, and what he did not will was not." It's really that simple and that absolute. Everything you see, everything that exists, is a direct reflection of this will. And anything that goes against it, well, it just can't exist.
So where does this idea come from? How did the great thinkers and scholars understand this? Let's take a look at how this concept is anchored in scripture and tradition, starting with one of the most influential scholars out there.
So the great Imam Al-Ghazali, he saw this absolute will showing up in four huge divine acts. He said it includes the power of creation, making something from nothing, and annihilation, turning something into nothing, but also preservation, keeping things going, and destruction, bringing things to an end. So in short, we're talking about total control over the entire cycle of existence, from the very beginning to the very end.
But where did he get this deep understanding? Well, the foundational source for all of this is the Quran. This divine name is actually mentioned in a super powerful verse, verse 26 of Surah Aal Imran, which is pretty much the cornerstone for this entire concept.
The verse kicks off as a direct address, almost like a prayer. Say, O Allah, Malik al-Mulk. And then, right away, it starts to describe the actions of this absolute sovereign. You give dominion to whom you will, and you take dominion from whom you will. I mean, it's about as crystal clear a picture of absolute authority as you can get.
Now, the really crucial thing to notice here is the powerful contrast. It's not just you give and you honor. It's also you take away and you humble. So what does that tell us? It means true absolute power isn't just about the ability to build and create. It's the ability to build and dismantle with the exact same will.
But here's where it gets really interesting. After describing this immense, almost intimidating power to give and take, to honor and humble, the verse wraps up with a phrase that is completely unexpected, and honestly, it reframes the entire concept.
In your hand is all good. Just pause and think about that for a second. All of these actions, giving power, taking it away, honoring someone, humbling another, even the ones that, from our limited human perspective, look profoundly negative, are all framed as coming from a single source of absolute good. It's this incredible idea that this ultimate good contains everything, which kind of forces us to question our own understanding of what's good for us and what isn't. It's a truly mind-bending statement.
And that brings us to our final thought, because all of this presents us with a kind of riddle, a puzzle about power and the world that we see all around us every day.
So we're left with this question to really reflect on. If true, absolute sovereignty belongs to only one source,
then what is all this power and authority we see among humans? What is its nature? How should we think about it, and how should we interact with it? It's definitely a question worth contemplating. Thanks for joining me on this one.